Good morning, everybody. Greetings from beautiful Brooklyn, New York. I'm John, and I've been a student of Lama Surya's for, 20-something years. And this is my partner in crime, Elizabeth. And I've been a student of hers for far longer than that. We're really happy to be here with everybody today. So welcome.
Yes, wonderful to see you all. This is so lovely. We're having a wintry morning here, which I certainly am enjoying, just the stillness of snow, although the snow was a little bit over-promised and under-delivered. But it's a beautiful, chilly morning here, and looking outside gives me a feeling of kind of going within the way we're able to do here today, and it's really beautiful to see you all. So thank you so much for being with us, and thank you to Lama for giving us this opportunity and sustaining it for all these years so that we can all share our practice together and come together in this beautiful way. So let's take a moment. I think it would be good to do a little chanting together. So I'm going to put up, share refuge and bodhicitta. And those of you who would like to sing it in Tibetan, please join me, and then we'll read it in English. Sanje chodan soki chotnamda jangchu paru daki kyapsu chi daki jinsok chipe sonnam ki drola penshir sanje drupa shok. In Buddha, Dharma, and supreme spiritual community, we go for refuge until fully enlightened. By the power of all six perfections, from generosity to non-dual wisdom, for the sake of all beings, may we realize Buddhahood. There we go. I want to scroll down to this one as well. I and all beings are primordially Buddha. Knowing this to be essentially true, I give rise to the awakened mind of supreme enlightenment. So, just feeling into this moment, this great privilege we have to be together right now, on the spot and on the dot. And settling into this morning or afternoon, evening, wherever you may be, and getting comfortable, right? This is the cozy, comfy way, as Nyoshul Khenpo says, Dzogchen. Tuning into the natural great perfection and completeness of this moment. So just allowing ourselves to settle into our Buddha seats, and if you wish to shift around and find it a way to really arrive and settle in this practice of non-meditation. So in the midst of all the circumstances of our lives, I find myself sometimes wondering about the perfection of this moment and where is it now? The natural great perfection of every moment sometimes feels elusive, right? So let's take a moment to feel the enlivening energy of the breath and really tune into what it feels like coming in and going out, with a little invigorating practice to sort of clear out the channels and, get rid of some of the blockages or maybe holding on that we might have, just with a deep inhale and exhaling, really letting it all out. Letting all the air go. And settling a little more. And again, let's do that again. Inhaling. Maybe relaxing the jaw and letting the sound be audible to you, right? Everyone's in their own little cubby hole, but really allowing the sound to be audible and physically available to you. And then again, let's do it one more time. Let's really do it this time. As Lama says, exhaling. And just noticing that. And grounding in that completeness. And why don't we go a little further this time with a big that's resonant with sound, and really fill yourself up on the inhale all the way, invigorating, feeling that energetic lift, and then releasing even more, seeing if you can relax even more with a big on whatever tone you feel the greatest resonance. So inhaling. Keeping it going. Following it all the way out to the end. And let's try that again. Really relaxing into the is the seed syllable mantra of Dzogchen, right? So let's do it one more time. All the way up. Just letting go a bit more, opening a little more, letting our good hearts rest and just be in that resonance. I have a couple of singing bowls here. I'm going to gong a little bit and do some ahing of my own. Feel free to ah in your own space along with me, or if you prefer, just drop and rest a little bit into the sound. After a little bit, I'm going to sing a Dzogchen song called Evocation, and John will take over here in a moment. joy. Who do you think you're not? Who do you think you're not? Body like a mountain, breath like the ocean's waves, mind like the sky. Oh, drop the mind in timeless time, dance in space in the holy now. Body like a mountain, breath like the ocean's waves, mind like the sky. Oh,
Thank you. I'm a little sad to have to talk after that. But it says right here that I'm supposed to, so I have to. Get in trouble if I don't. So I was wondering, and I'd love to see a show of hands, if anybody is distressed or suffering or concerned or ill at ease about the situation in the world, or if not that, about your personal life situation. And I'll take you anywhere on the spectrum. Oh, there are a lot of hands. I was going to say from slightly concerned to freaked out entirely, but yeah, that makes it almost unanimous. And so I feel like we've come to the right place, because that's what this is all about, is addressing that very thing. And I was thinking a little bit, because it's the Super Bowl today, I was wondering like what the Super Bowl ad for Buddhism would look like. And so I was thinking, the slogans could be like, Buddhism, it ends your suffering, since that was Buddha's whole teaching was, I only teach one thing, suffering and the cessation of suffering. Buddhism, cessation of suffering. Or maybe like my favorite thing that I've heard in 2 weeks is when Timo was teaching a couple of weeks ago, he said, relax, little yogi. It's already accomplished. Already, always accomplished. So that could be a good tagline. Or, famously, Dzogchen, the natural great perfection. Or, I was also thinking it could be like one of those story ads with the famous parable about the beggar who's sitting on the side of the road and he's sitting on a box and he's, been starving for weeks and whatever, and someone comes by and says, hey beggar, that box you're sitting on actually contains immeasurable treasure. And then we could like cut the scene. The next one would be like the beggar driving his Bentley into his estate with a big thing on the gate that says Nirvana and his little vanity plate that says enlightened, and fade to black, and maybe that could be it could be the good Super Bowl ad. But so this is just to say, like, Buddhism and our teachings make these extravagant promises, right? I mean, the first line of the Heart Sutra, the Mahayana text, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, doing deep prajna paramita, i.e. meditating, clearly saw emptiness of all the five conditions, thus completely relieving misfortune and pain. Sounds really good. And so why is everybody raising their hand that they're distressed and suffering? Because that's the human condition. So what is the medicine that we're here working on? I want to share with you, if I can open it, something that Ken McLeod, a little snippet Ken McLeod wrote in our article in Tricycle, which, full disclosure, I'm on the board of, and you should totally all subscribe because subscriptions are good. But putting aside the commercial, he wrote this, and this goes to the question, like, why is it that we're not all driving our Bentleys of enlightenment into nirvana all the time? If we're not. He said this, as they say in the Mahamudra tradition, I know Lama has his own version of this, why is it that we're not always in contact with that enlightened aspect, that rigpa, that boundless awareness? It's because it's so obvious that you don't see it. It's so simple that you don't believe it. It's so easy that you don't trust it. And then he says, how do you actualize something you already have? You can't. Trying to achieve it prevents you from achieving it. He says, it's like trying to achieve your feet. You already have them, which I love. What do you have to do? Just open, relax. That's it. And then what happens? Mind falls into itself. The mind subsends. It drops into the nature of its being. And then you have what T.S. Eliot says, to arrive where you started and see it as if for the first time. So I want to share my understanding of this a little bit, because I've struggled with it forever. And honestly, here's what I got. What are they talking about? They're talking about awareness. They're talking about attention and the nature of attention and consciousness. Scientists admit that consciousness is a mystery that they're not even close to unraveling. That's the thing in the universe that's perhaps most mysterious. And interestingly, it's what we are. It's what we're made out of. When you examine yourself, like, you can get into science about cells and this and that and the other thing, but we're all each having this incredible experience at every moment of being aware of having sensations and thoughts and perceptions. And that's magical. And it's us. It's our very nature. And to the Ken McLeod point, it's a little hard to, we can intellectually say that, but it's a little hard to kind of nail down. Maybe it's impossible to nail down what's going on there. Like, what is the essence of that? And Longchenpa sages, Lama Surya, will say things like, it's luminous, it's vast like the sky, it's empty. All true. And that plus relaxation is available at every moment as a practice, as a way to connect with this earth and this life. And so, we can think to ourselves, how is it that in the world that's so benighted, with so many problems, with so many issues, so many things that are clearly wrong and unjust and unfair and, horrible and horrible suffering. How is it that the teachings say this is the natural great perfection? And the only answer to that is that the perfection isn't on that level. It's not on the level of the relative. It's not on the level of what we would like to have things be, the way our minds and our egos and our concepts would like to arrange them. It's on the level of non-duality, where there are no concepts, and where all there is this pure perception, this knowingness, this consciousness, this emptiness, the ground of being, Rigpa, whatever that is. But in that light, everything is perfect just because it is the way it is, just because of being. So that's great for what it's worth. A lot of blah, 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 as a Ukrainian friend of ours used to say. The only cash value of any of that is if we can practice it. And the kind of great news is that it's really instantly available. It's available not just for us or by us, but as us. And it is what we're made out of. And to practice it, we can do those two things. We can relax and we can pay attention. And so we'll do some practices to get us into that mindset. Part of the equation is that we have bodies. So let's start there. And in connection with that, thinking about the fact that consciousness and this awareness, this Rigpa, is empty in the sense that we can't find it. It has these qualities of radiance and vastness and compassion, importantly, but you can't find them absent other things. So maybe even before we get to our bodies, we can just start there, which is let's do a little exercise of bringing our awareness, say, to the front of our face or to the point between our eyebrows. And what I get when I try and do this is this feeling that kind of I'm located somewhere in the middle of my head between my temples and, in there up and down, and I'm beaming my attention toward the front. But now I want to take that attention and turn it around and move it from the front backwards through my head, looking for the thing that's looking and seeing what we find. It's a little subtle, but give that a try. Just let your awareness sift back through your head. Stop if you find yourself. And if you don't find yourself, just take a moment to feel what happens. You may feel kind of sense of everything else coming alive. And this is what Zen Master Dogen was talking about when he said, the Buddha way is to study the self. And to study the self is to forget the self. And to forget the self is to be enlightened by the 10,000 things. There's this inseparability, identity between the absolute, which you could call awareness, or emptiness, or all those other things, and the relative things. In Zen, they have the poem, The Identity of the Relative and Absolute, and that goes on for a couple of pages, but they're saying it's the same thing. Or, famously, the Heart Sutra. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Form is exactly emptiness. Emptiness is exactly form, etc. What does that what does that mean? It sounds mysterious. It just means that things are awareness, and awareness are things. There's no way to experience awareness itself. Whenever you try to, it leads you back to the fact that, well, there are things. So what is the magic? The magic is the view that instead of thinking, well, there's me in here and there are things out there, there's only one thing. There's just experience. There's just these sensations. There's just these thoughts. There's just everything, but it's not separate. It's possible to see through the illusion of separateness just by dropping. It's not something you have to do. It's something you have to stop doing, which is creating this boundary. And it's a simple, subtle shift. That's why it's so subtle. It is so close that you can't see it, but just let go of that sense that I'm in here looking out, and just think everything you see, every single perception is just all there is. It's just a single field of consciousness with consciousness manifesting as all these myriad things. And we can practice this by feeling the field of consciousness inside our bodies. Just feeling our entire bodies filling with the light of consciousness. Suffusing every single cell. And breathing into that. Not perceiving that from any particular place, just as a whole unified field of consciousness. Now, let's make our bodies little cutouts in the universe and send our awareness, or perceive the awareness that is the universe, the field of awareness outside of our bodies. So feel your way into the surrounding circumstances, and your attention can expand as far as you like, as far as you can imagine. The four directions of the universe, through the multiverse, through all of time, through all of space. Filling it and realizing that awareness, that attention, and everything manifesting in that field is just that. It's one single thing. Not a subject and object. Just beingness manifesting as beingness. Feel that. Now the best part. Now feel both the field of awareness inside your body and outside your body at the same time. And let any sense of boundary between the two just dissolve. Single, unified field, just made of consciousness, made of your awareness. The underlying grounded being of everything. Unborn, undying, beyond concepts. Just riding that field of awareness. Everything, every single thing is it. There is nothing else. So if you get distracted, there's a trick I've been working with this week that I'll share. It's a great arrow in the quiver. Look for the next distraction. Look for the next thought that takes you away from awareness. If you're doing that, it's guaranteed that you won't find one. And the reason, and I love this, somebody wrote, looking for a distraction with your awareness is like looking for darkness with a flashlight. this relaxed, non-conceptual, non-dual awareness. This is it. This is the nirvana that's hiding in plain sight. That's there all the time. That is exactly what we're all made of. You are that which you seek. I'd like to close out our meditation period, although feel free to keep being aware forever, with just a paragraph from Zen Master Dogen's Genjo Koan. And he says this: enlightenment is like the moon reflected on the water. The moon does not get wet, nor is the water broken. Although its light is wide and great, the moon is reflected even in a puddle an inch wide. The whole moon and the entire sky are reflected in dewdrops on the grass, or even in one drop of water. Enlightenment does not divide you, just as the moon does not break the water. You cannot hinder enlightenment, just as a drop of water does not hinder the moon in the sky. The depth of the drop is the height of the moon. Each reflection, however long or short its duration, manifests the vastness of the dewdrop and realizes the limitless moonlight in the sky.
This is the Vajraguru mantra as sung by Chagdu Tokul Rinpoche. So the Guru within, that is present within us, as us, merging as one voice into pure presence and totality.
Benzo
let's chant to Mother Machik, and prayer to Machik Mala, Machik Labdron. Om Machik Mala Sowadep, Amachik Mala Sowadep, Om Machik Mala Sowadep, Kapom Yijin Yilob, Mapo Yijin Jinlob, Nungpon Yijin Yilob, Kusung Tuki Jinjenpop, Mayup Jingo Pato Pashok. Om Machik Mala Sowadep, Amachik Mala Sowadep, Om Machik Mala Sowadep, Kapom Yijin Yilob, Mapo Yijin Yilob, Nungpon Yijin Yilob, Kusung Togi Jinjenpop, Mayum Chengo Pato Pashok. Om Mother Machik, to you I pray. Ah, Mother Machik, to you I pray. Hung Machik, to you I pray. Empower me through the white Om. Empower me through the red Ah. Empower me through the blue Hung. Transmit to me your enlightened body, speech, energy, and mind. May I attain your realization of perfect wisdom. So to close our practice, let's go to the dedication of virtue to complete realization. There we go. Is that correct? Yes. There we go. Kewadin yududak zokpachen podrukyune droachi kyang malupa de salagopashok. Through this virtue, may we swiftly realize and fully embody the natural great perfection, and thereby bring all without exception to its complete realization. And the Bodhicitta dedication. Jangchup Samjok Rinpoche, Makye Panam Kyegyuchik, Kyepanyam Pame Payang, Gongne Gongdu Pelwashok. May the pure, brilliant sun of Bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. And let's go to the final words of Terdok Lengpa Jeremy Dorje. Nandra Griksum Lana Chokunang Kudang Yeshero Pajam Lepa Zapsang Naljur Chempon Yamlenla Yeme Tiki Tiklerok Shik Shok.
Appearances, sounds, and awareness, expressing the deity, mantra, and dharmakaya, arise as the infinite display of kayas and wisdoms in the profound inmost practice of the great yoga. One taste, indivisible with mind essence.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your practice and for being here with us. It's been wonderful being with you.
If anyone has any questions, we'd be happy to respond. Can't say answer. Even Lama doesn't say answer anymore, but he, I think he can answer. We can respond.
We can try. This Sangha is so special, and each one of you, just to see your faces here today, just, fills me up, and appreciate every one of you. All right. Well, if there's nothing further.
Yeah. Until next time.
Until next time, have a wonderful Sunday, everyone.
Thank you all.
Love to all.